If you want something in life, whether it's success, happiness, or financial freedom, it starts with you. You don't get what you wish for, you get what you are. That's the truth. So many people spend their time wishing for more, hoping for a change, or dreaming of a better future. But here's the key. Wishing won't do anything for you. You won't get anything just by hoping. What really matters is who you are and what you're willing to do to become the kind of person who deserves the success you want. Your potential doesn't mean a thing if you're not putting in the effort. You can wish for the perfect job, the perfect relationship, or the perfect lifestyle, but unless you put in the work and develop yourself, those wishes will just stay that. Wishes. It's time to stop waiting for something to happen and start making things happen. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make that shift, how to stop wishing and start becoming the person who gets what they deserve. This isn't about fancy tricks or shortcuts. It's about taking real, practical steps to change who you are. If you're ready to stop wishing and start becoming, keep watching. Let's get to work. Number 1, wishing for more without becoming more is a trap. Most people spend their lives waiting for something to change. They sit back and hope that one day everything will fall into place. They wish for more money, better health, a better life. But they don't understand the truth. Wishing does nothing. It's a trap that keeps people stuck in the same place year after year. Because here's what life has taught me. You don't get what you wish for, you get what you are. Think about that for a moment. You get what you are, not what you want, not what you dream about, not what you talk about with your friends. You get what you have earned based on the person you have become. That's how life works. If you want more, you have to become more. There is no way around it. And that's the biggest mistake people make. They keep wishing for more, but they never change. They keep waiting for success, but they never prepare for it. They sit around hoping that luck will come their way, but they don't realize that even if luck shows up, they won't be ready for it. The truth is, life is always watching. It doesn't reward people based on their wishes. It rewards people based on their actions. If you're not ready for success, you won't get it. And if by some chance you do get it, you won't be able to keep it. That's why so many people who win the lottery end up broke again. They wished for millions, but they never became the kind of person who could manage millions. They got lucky, but they weren't ready. And because they weren't ready, they lost it all. You see, wishing is easy. Anyone can do it. You can sit on the couch all day and wish for a better life. You can daydream about success while doing nothing to earn it. But life doesn't work that way. If you want something, you have to be willing to work for it. You have to be willing to change. You have to be willing to grow into the kind of person who deserves what you're asking for. Because life doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you've earned. Now, some people hear this and they get frustrated. They say, but I'm trying. I want success so badly. And that's the problem. Wanting something doesn't mean you're becoming the kind of person who can have it. If you're not disciplined, if you're not learning new skills, if you're not taking action every single day, then you're not moving forward. You're stuck in the wishing phase. And wishing alone won't get you anywhere. Think about it this way. If you wish for a strong body, does that make you fit? No. You have to exercise, you have to eat right, you have to put in the effort. If you wish to be rich, does that put money in your bank account? No. You have to learn how to provide value, you have to develop skills, you have to make smart financial decisions. If you wish for success, does that mean you'll achieve it? No. You have to show up every single day and put in the work. That's the difference between people who succeed and people who stay stuck. Successful people don't waste time wishing, they take action. They understand that if they want more, they have to become more. And that's the key. You have to become more. You have to become stronger, smarter, more disciplined. You have to become the kind of person who naturally attracts success instead of just wishing for it. But here's the hard part. Becoming more isn't easy. It requires effort. It requires discipline. It requires doing things that are uncomfortable. And most people don't want to do that. They want the easy way. They want to get more without becoming more. And that's why they stay stuck. That's why year after year, nothing changes. Because they're still the same person expecting different results. And life doesn't work like that. If you want different results, you have to become a different person. You have to upgrade your mindset. You have to improve your habits. You have to push yourself to do things that other people won't do. And when you do that, when you truly commit to growing, everything changes. Think about it. The moment you decide to stop wishing and start working, you set yourself apart from 99% of people. Because most people won't do it. Most people would rather sit around and hope for success instead of putting in the effort to earn it. But you're different. You're willing to do the work. You're willing to become more, and that's why you'll succeed. So stop wishing, stop waiting for life to hand you what you want. It's never going to happen. Instead, start becoming the person who deserves what you want. If you want more money, start becoming someone who is financially intelligent, disciplined, and valuable to the marketplace. If you want to be fit, start becoming the person who takes care of their body and exercises daily. If you want success, start becoming someone who is relentless, focused, and committed to excellence. Because at the end of the day, life isn't about what you wish for. It's about what you've earned. And the only way to earn more is to become more. That's the key. That's the secret. And once you understand that, you'll never waste another moment sitting around wishing for something that you're not willing to work for. Now, the question is, who are you becoming? Are you becoming the kind of person who deserves success? Are you putting in the effort every single day? Are you growing, learning, and improving? Or are you still sitting back, wishing for more, without doing what it takes to get it? Because life is watching, and it will always give you exactly what you deserve. Nothing more, nothing less. Number 2, become so good that success becomes unavoidable. Success is not a matter of luck. It's not something that randomly happens to a few lucky people while the rest are left behind. It's something you create, something you build with your own hands. And if you want success to be inevitable, if you want to reach a point where opportunities chase you instead of you chasing them, then you have to become so good that success has no choice but to find you. There's no other way. You have to develop yourself to the point where you are undeniable, where your skills, your work ethic, and your discipline make you impossible to ignore. That's the real secret. Most people go through life trying to take shortcuts. They want the rewards, but they don't want to put in the work. They want success, but they don't want to become the kind of person who deserves it. And that's why they struggle. That's why they stay stuck. Because life doesn't reward those who want success. It rewards those who earn it. And earning it means becoming so valuable, so skilled, so disciplined that people have no choice but to recognize you. Think about it. The people who dominate their fields, the ones who are at the top, they didn't get there by accident. They put in the work when no one was watching. They developed themselves to such a high level that their success became a natural consequence of their effort. That's the key. That's what separates those who succeed from those who don't. The ones who make it don't just hope for success. They become the kind of person who attracts it. Now, here's the mistake most people make. They think that working hard is enough. They think that if they just put in a little more effort, they'll get what they want. But that's not how it works. It's not just about working hard. It's about becoming exceptional. It's about raising your standards so high that average is no longer an option for you. Because the truth is, the world doesn't reward effort alone. It rewards results. And results come from becoming so skilled, so knowledgeable, so disciplined that people can't ignore you. You see this in every industry. Look at the best athletes, the best musicians, the best business people. They didn't just show up and work hard. They mastered their craft. They studied, they practiced, they refined their skills every single day until they reached a level where success was no longer a question, it was a guarantee, because they were too good to fail. That's the level you need to reach. You need to get to a point where you don't have to beg for opportunities. Opportunities come to you, where people seek you out because they know you're the best at what you do. And the only way to get there is to commit yourself fully to your own development. You have to decide that being average is no longer acceptable, that being good isn't enough. You have to be great. You have to be so great that people can't help but notice you. But here's the catch. Most people won't do this. Most people won't push themselves to this level. They'll settle. They'll do just enough to get by, just enough to survive, but not enough to dominate. And that's why most people never experience true success. Because true success isn't reserved for those who simply try. It's reserved for those who are relentless in their pursuit of greatness. If you want to stand out, if you want to reach the top, you have to be willing to do what most people won't. You have to put in the hours, the discipline, the effort, long before you ever see the results. You have to be willing to show up every day, even when no one is watching, even when no one is clapping for you, even when there's no guarantee of success. Because that's what it takes. That's the price. And I'll tell you something, if you're willing to do that, if you're willing to push yourself to that level, something incredible happens. Success stops being a dream. It stops being something that feels far away. It becomes a reality. It becomes something that is guaranteed. Because you've built yourself into the kind of person who can't be denied. Imagine what that would feel like. Imagine knowing that no matter what happens, no matter what obstacles come your way, you will succeed. Not because you're lucky, not because someone handed you an opportunity, but because you became so good that success became unavoidable. That's the power of self-mastery. That's the power of developing yourself to your highest potential. So the question is, are you willing to do it? Are you willing to push past your limits? Are you willing to sacrifice comfort for greatness? Because the truth is, most people aren't. Most people will stay the same. Most people will keep waiting, hoping that something changes for them. But not you. You know better. You know that the only way to change your life is to change yourself. And when you commit to that, when you decide that you will become so good that success has no choice but to follow, your entire life changes. You stop chasing opportunities, and opportunities start chasing you. You stop hoping for success, and success becomes inevitable because you earned it, because you became the kind of person who simply cannot be ignored. Number 3, hard work beats daydreaming every time. There comes a point when you have to stop thinking about what you want and start working for it. Because no matter how big your dreams are, no matter how badly you want something, nothing happens until you take action. Hard work beats daydreaming every single time. Wishing for success, hoping things will change, waiting for the right time, none of that moves you forward. The only thing that does is effort. Consistent, focused effort. And the moment you understand this, the moment you stop living in your head and start taking real steps toward what you want, everything changes. A lot of people sit around imagining the life they want. They think about the money they'll have, the body they'll build, the skills they'll master. They picture themselves at the top, winning, succeeding, living a life that most people only dream of. But while they're busy imagining it, someone else is out there making it happen. Someone else is putting in the hours, doing the work, pushing through the struggle while everyone else is still thinking about what they should do. That's why some people make it and others don't. It's not about luck. It's not about talent. It's about who's willing to work for it. The truth is, success doesn't care about what you want. It doesn't care about what you think you deserve. It only cares about one thing, what you've earned. And the only way to earn it is to put in the work. It's that simple. There are no shortcuts. There are no magic formulas. If you're not where you want to be right now, the only way to change that is to work harder, work smarter, and keep going long after everyone else has given up. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they never truly start. They get caught up in the fantasy and the idea of success, but they never put in the real effort. And effort is everything. The difference between the people who succeed and the people who don't isn't some secret knowledge or special skill. It's not even about how much experience they have. It's about who's willing to grind. Who's willing to do the work when no one is watching, when no one is clapping, when it's hard, when it's boring, when it's frustrating. There will always be someone who's smarter than you, more talented than you, who had more advantages growing up. But you know what? None of that matters. Because talent fades. Intelligence without effort is useless. And advantages mean nothing if the person who has them doesn't put in the work. But hard work, that beats everything. That's what separates the best from the rest. That's what puts one person ahead of another. Not what they started with, but what they did with it. And here's what most people don't understand. Working hard isn't just about putting in hours. It's about being relentless, It's about doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up every day, pushing yourself beyond what's comfortable, and refusing to settle for less than you're capable of. That's what gets results. Not wishing, not hoping, just pure, focused action. The most successful people in the world weren't the ones who had it easy. They were the ones who worked when no one else would. They were the ones who kept going when others quit. They were the ones who understood that success isn't something you get, it's something you earn. Think about all the times you've sat around thinking about what you want. Think about all the days you've told yourself you'll start tomorrow. And now think about how much further you'd be if, instead of waiting, you had taken action. Time is passing whether you use it or not. The days are going by whether you're working or just sitting around thinking. And in a year, in 5 years, in 10 years, you're either going to look back and be proud of what you built, or you're going to look back and wish you had started sooner. There's no reason to wait. There's no reason to keep planning and overthinking and hoping that somehow things will work out on their own. They won't. The only way forward is through work, through showing up every single day and proving that you deserve what you're asking for. And the good news is anyone can do it. Success doesn't belong to a chosen few. It belongs to the people who refuse to give up, to the people who are willing to sacrifice their comfort for their goals, to the people who understand that every single day is a chance to get better, to move closer, to become the kind of person who doesn't just dream about success, but actually achieves it. So stop waiting, stop making excuses, stop thinking about what could be, and start making it happen. Because at the end of the day, the only thing standing between you and what you want isn't some outside force. It's not luck, it's not talent, it's you, your choices, your effort, your discipline. That's what determines where you end up. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need all the answers. You just need to start, to put in the work every single day and refuse to stop until you get where you want to be. Because hard work beats daydreaming every single time. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you'll start building the life you've always wanted. Number 4, work on yourself more than anything else. The truth is simple, and it might be hard to hear, but it's the truth nonetheless. Nothing else in life will change until you change. The life you're living right now is a direct reflection of the work you've put into yourself. If you want more from life, whether it's success, happiness, love, or health, then you have to work on yourself more than anything else. The most important investment you'll ever make is in your own growth. It's not about what's happening around you, it's about what's happening within you. If you become the person who can handle the challenges, the success, and everything in between, life will begin to give you more of what you deserve. People are often obsessed with changing their circumstances. They think that if they just get the right job, the right partner, or the right circumstances, everything will fall into place. But the truth is, none of those things will matter if you haven't developed the inner strength and mindset to handle them. Think about it. How many times have you seen someone with everything they wanted, wealth, success, fame, and yet they can't seem to find happiness or fulfillment? It's because they never worked on the most important thing, themselves. They never built the character, discipline, and mindset needed to manage the things they worked so hard for. They weren't ready for what life had to offer. Your potential, your future, and your success are all determined by the person you are today. It's not about wishing for more. It's about becoming someone who can handle the responsibilities that come with more. The key is to invest in yourself to develop the skills, habits, and mindset that will allow you to take full advantage of every opportunity that comes your way. The more you work on yourself, the more opportunities you create. But it's not just about acquiring knowledge or reading books. It's about changing the way you think, the way you approach life, and the way you show up every day. The work you put into yourself will be the foundation that supports everything else in your life. If you're not working on yourself every day, then you're leaving your success to chance. Every successful person you know got to where they are because they made personal development their priority. They invested in their mindset. They worked on their emotional intelligence. They learned how to control their habits, and they never stopped pushing themselves to grow. They didn't wait for the right moment to start. They started right where they were. They made it a habit to learn something new every day, to push themselves further than they thought they could go, and to do the things others weren't willing to do. And the results speak for themselves. The truth is, working on yourself isn't always glamorous. It's not always exciting. It's not always something that will bring immediate results. But if you make it a priority, if you dedicate yourself to becoming the best version of you, the payoff will be enormous. You'll look back one day and realize that everything you've ever wanted is a natural consequence of the work you've put into yourself. The more you grow, the more you attract. The more you develop your own potential, the more opportunities you open up for yourself. So ask yourself, what are you doing today to work on yourself? What are you doing to develop the skills, mindset, and habits that will take you to the next level? It's not enough to just want change, you have to create it. And the only way to create it is by working on yourself consistently, day in and day out. It doesn't matter what your past has looked like. What matters is what you're willing to do today to change your future. You see, we live in a world where so many people are distracted by the noise around them. They're chasing after money, fame, or validation. They're spending their time comparing themselves to others or wishing things were different. But real change doesn't come from the outside world, it comes from within. It comes from deciding that you're going to focus on becoming the best version of yourself. When you do that, you stop focusing on what you don't have and start focusing on what you can build. The most successful people are the ones who take responsibility for their own growth. They understand that the world isn't going to hand them anything. If they want success, they have to create it themselves. And the only way to create it is by becoming the kind of person who can handle it. No one else can do that for you. No one else can build your character, your resilience, or your habits. Only you can do that. And when you make it your priority, when you focus on working on yourself every day, you'll find that success, fulfillment, and everything you've ever wanted will start showing up as a natural consequence of the work you've done. If you want more in life, then become more. Invest in yourself, because the more you grow, the more life will give you. But it all starts with you. It starts with what you choose to do today, right now. Every decision you make to improve yourself is a decision to improve your future. Every small action you take today, whether it's reading a book, developing a new skill, working on your mindset, or practicing discipline, is a step toward the person you need to become to have the life you want. Don't wait for someone else to change your life for you. Take ownership of it. Work on yourself more than anything else, because that is the foundation for everything you want to achieve. And when you make that commitment, when you truly dedicate yourself to becoming the best version of yourself, you'll find that success isn't something you chase, it's something you attract. The better you become, the more everything else falls into place. And it's not about perfection, it's about progress. The more you work on yourself, the more you'll see your life transform in ways you never imagined. But it all starts with you. So, what are you waiting for? Start working on yourself now. Number 5, if you're not getting better, you're getting left behind. You've heard it said before, if you're not getting better, you're getting left behind. It's one of the most powerful truths in life, and it's something you need to understand deeply, because the world isn't waiting for you to catch up. The world is moving forward, and if you're standing still, you're already losing ground. Life, business, relationships, success, these things don't stop, and if you don't keep evolving, you'll find that the gap between where you are now and where you want to be only grows wider. There's no such thing as standing still. If you think you can pause, if you think you can coast, then you've already made a critical mistake. You're either progressing or regressing, and let me tell you, the moment you stop pushing forward, you start slipping backwards. No one can afford to stop growing. No one can afford to stop getting better. If you're not improving, you're becoming irrelevant. That's the harsh reality. It might sound tough, but the sooner you accept it, the sooner you can take control and start moving in the right direction. Think about it. Every day, someone is getting better. Someone is working harder. Someone is learning more, developing new skills, refining their craft. And that someone could be you, or it could be someone else. The competition doesn't take a day off, and neither can you. The world doesn't care how comfortable you are in your current situation. It doesn't care how much effort you put in yesterday. The only thing that matters is today. Are you improving today? Are you getting better than you were yesterday? If not, then you're already starting to lose ground. This isn't just about being better than other people, though. It's about being better than you were. It's about making sure that every day you're pushing the envelope on what you can do, what you can achieve, and how you can grow. It's about setting a new bar for yourself. not for anyone else. The only real competition you have is the person you were yesterday. You need to get better, not for validation or for recognition, but for yourself. Because the truth is, if you're not getting better, you're falling behind. And the longer you let that slide, the harder it becomes to catch up. The world changes constantly, and if you're not changing with it, you'll be left behind. Technology evolves, industries shift, trends come and go. And if you're not staying on top of it all, if you're not learning new things and developing new skills, you'll find that the world has moved on without you. You won't even recognize the landscape you used to navigate because you weren't paying attention. And here's the thing, the world isn't going to wait for you to catch up. It doesn't have time to. Opportunities are fleeting and they don't hang around for those who aren't prepared. If you don't stay ahead of the curve, you'll be left trying to catch up, and by then the game may have already moved on. Let's talk about growth. Growth is a continuous process. It's not something that happens once in a while. It's something that happens every day with every decision you make. Growth isn't automatic. It's something you have to chase down. You have to seek it out. You have to get uncomfortable with it. If you're comfortable, you're doing it wrong. Comfort is the enemy of progress. If you're not pushing yourself, if you're not reaching for that next level, then you're settling. And the moment you settle, you stop getting better. Think about your past achievements. Now think about how long it took for you to get there. It didn't happen overnight. Every step, every small victory, every moment of growth took effort, and there was always someone else out there striving for the same things. It wasn't just you. It wasn't just about your dream. It was about all those other people who were working just as hard, pushing themselves just as much. And if you want to continue to grow, to continue to climb, you need to remember that you are not the only one working for success. You're not the only one fighting for the same goals. And if you're not getting better, someone else will. Here's where it really hits home. If you're not getting better, then you're holding yourself back. No one else is. It's not the economy, it's not the government, it's not your friends or family, it's not your situation, it's you. You are the one in control. You are the one with the power to improve, to grow, to level up. But if you choose not to take that power, if you decide that you're good enough where you are, that's the moment you start falling behind. You can either embrace the challenge, keep improving, and stay ahead of the curve, or you can ignore it and the world will pass you by. There's something liberating about this truth, though. You don't have to rely on anyone else to get better. You are in control of your own progress. You can decide to learn something new every day. You can decide to push yourself to do harder things, to take on challenges that scare you, to step outside your comfort zone. It doesn't matter how small the improvement is, it matters that you're moving forward. It doesn't matter if other people can see it right now. What matters is that you are getting better and you're positioning yourself to thrive in the future. This is why the most successful people you know are always pushing themselves. They don't stop. They're always reading, always learning, always finding ways to get better. They understand that success isn't a destination, it's a journey. And they know that the moment they stop learning, stop growing, stop improving, they'll start losing ground. The world will keep moving, and those who choose to stand still will find themselves behind. So remember this, if you're not getting better, you're getting left behind. The world won't wait for you to catch up. It doesn't care about your comfort zone. It only cares about progress. Keep pushing, keep growing. Every single day is an opportunity to get better. Seize it or risk being left in the dust. Number 6, your potential means nothing without discipline. There's a powerful truth that people often overlook when they're chasing success. They believe that potential is everything. They think that if they have the right skills, the right knowledge, the right ideas, they'll get to where they want to be. But here's the thing. Potential is nothing without discipline. It's like having all the ingredients to make a great meal, but no ability to cook. You can have all the dreams, all the goals, all the ideas in the world, but without discipline, none of that matters. None of it will come to life. You'll find yourself stuck, frustrated, and disappointed no matter how much potential you have. Here's the cold, hard truth. Discipline is the bridge between potential and success. You can have the brightest mind, the greatest talents, and the most ambitious dreams, but if you don't have the discipline to follow through, to push past the challenges, to keep going when it gets tough, all that potential goes to waste. It's easy to have a great idea, a great plan, but the execution is where it all falls apart for most people. They start off strong, motivated, excited about the possibilities, but when the work gets tough, when the distractions start pulling them away, when the motivation fades, that's when the discipline is needed most. Discipline is about making the right choices every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up even when you're tired, even when it's hard, and even when you're facing setbacks. Potential without discipline is like a beautiful car sitting in your driveway with no fuel to make it move. You can admire it all day long, but it's never going to take you anywhere. And that's why so many people fail to achieve their dreams. They don't develop the discipline to back up their potential. They let their passions fade away because they can't stay consistent. They let excuses take over because they didn't build the habits that will help them stay on track. It's easy to get excited about the future, to imagine all the things you could accomplish. But excitement and motivation are fleeting. They come and go like waves in the ocean. Discipline, on the other hand, is constant. It's the everyday commitment to showing up, to doing the work, to building the habits that lead to success. And that's why it's so critical to your success. You need to create a routine, build systems, and make discipline your second nature if you want to turn your potential into something real. Because without discipline, your dreams remain just that, dreams. They never become reality. If you're someone who has big dreams but can't seem to get yourself to do the work, it's not a lack of talent that's holding you back. It's a lack of discipline. It's not about how good you are or how much potential you have. It's about how much you're willing to put in day after day. The most successful people in the world aren't necessarily the ones with the most talent or the biggest dreams. They're the ones who show up every single day and do the work no matter what. They've built the discipline to keep going when things get hard, when the motivation fades, when others quit. They understand that success isn't a one-time effort, but a continuous commitment to doing the right things over and over again. If you think you can just rely on your potential, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Potential alone won't take you anywhere. Look around you. There are people who have big dreams but fail to reach them. Why? Because they don't follow through. They don't have the discipline to stick it out through the tough times. They don't have the grit to keep pushing when the world throws obstacles in their way. They start something and get excited, but they never finish. And when they look back, they wonder why they didn't make it. They didn't realize that the missing ingredient was discipline. Discipline is what makes the difference between those who achieve greatness and those who fall short. It's about showing up even when you're tired. It's about doing the hard work even when you don't feel like it. It's about putting in the effort every single day, even when there's no immediate payoff. Because the truth is, success isn't instant. It doesn't happen overnight. It's built on small, consistent efforts that add up over time. And those small efforts are only possible if you have the discipline to keep going. You need to ask yourself, are you willing to do the work even when it's hard? Are you willing to make the sacrifices necessary to achieve your goals? Are you willing to put in the time even when there's no immediate reward? That's the kind of discipline it takes to make your potential matter. If you're not willing to do that, then your potential will remain just that, potential. It will never become anything more. Discipline doesn't come naturally to everyone. It's something you have to build, something you have to develop over time. And it's not always easy, but if you want to achieve anything significant, it's absolutely essential. No one gets to the top without discipline. No one gets to the point where they're living their dreams without doing the hard work, without staying consistent, without pushing through the inevitable obstacles and setbacks. Discipline is the difference between saying you want something and actually achieving it. It's the difference between wishing for success and making success happen. You can't just hope that your potential will magically turn into success. You have to work for it. You have to put in the hours, the effort, the persistence. You have to make discipline your foundation, because that's what will hold you steady when everything else starts to fall apart. So here's the real question. What are you willing to sacrifice in order to develop the discipline you need to succeed? Are you willing to sacrifice your comfort, your time, your distractions? Are you willing to put in the work day after day, even when you don't feel like it? Because if you are, if you can develop that level of discipline, your potential will no longer be wasted. It will be realized. And that's when you'll start seeing the results you've always dreamed of. Your potential means nothing without discipline. It's discipline that turns your dreams into reality, that turns your ideas into achievements. If you want to achieve something truly remarkable, you have to build the discipline to get there. And that discipline doesn't just come once in a while. It's something you have to work on every single day. So stop waiting for the magic to happen. Stop waiting for motivation to strike. Start building your discipline today. That's the key to unlocking your true potential. Number 7, life only gives more to those who are ready for more. Life isn't going to hand you more just because you want it. Life only gives more to those who are ready for more. This isn't about simply wishing for something to come your way. It's about preparing yourself for what's ahead. It's about developing yourself, growing, and becoming the person who is not only capable of handling more, but is hungry for more. The truth is, life doesn't care about your desires. It cares about your readiness. The moment you make yourself ready, you'll see doors open that you never thought were there. But before you get there, you have to understand that this journey isn't for the faint of heart. It requires consistent work, effort, and growth. So many people are stuck in a cycle of hoping for success, but not doing anything to actually prepare for it. They wish for the promotion, the wealth, the lifestyle, but they're not willing to put in the work required to get there. They think that if they just wait long enough, if they just wish hard enough, something will magically change. But that's not how it works. Life doesn't just drop opportunities into your lap because you want them. It gives them to those who are ready. Are you ready to step into that next level? Are you prepared to handle the responsibilities that come with the success you seek? If not, then you're going to keep waiting and wondering why nothing is happening. The truth is, life has so much to offer, but you have to prove that you can handle more before it gives you more. The person who is ready for more isn't just someone who is waiting for good things to happen. No, the person who is ready is someone who has worked on themselves, developed their skills, honed their discipline, and prepared for success. They're not waiting for the right moment. They're making every moment count. They're showing up even when things aren't easy, even when it feels like the world is against them. They're building the strength, the resilience, and the mental toughness needed to not only achieve their goals, but to handle the pressure that comes with them. Life doesn't just give more to those who wish for it, it gives more to those who have earned it through consistent effort. You have to get to a point where you're willing to do what others won't. You have to be ready to put in the work that most people are afraid of. There's a saying, the price of success is never too high. The truth behind that is that the price of success is often hard to pay in the moment. But when you look back, it will have been worth every ounce of effort. But you can't just say you want it, you have to show it through your actions. It's not about talking the talk, it's about walking the walk. When you are ready for more, you stop making excuses. You stop procrastinating. You stop waiting for the perfect moment because you know that the perfect moment never comes. You make the moment right now perfect by taking action and doing the work required. Life won't give you more if you're not prepared for it. And here's the kicker. Sometimes life will throw challenges your way to test you. It will give you opportunities that look like obstacles to see if you're ready for what's next. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't go according to plan, when obstacles seem to appear out of nowhere. But those challenges, those are the moments that help you grow. They help you build the muscle of resilience. They help you develop the kind of strength and mental toughness that are necessary to handle the success you desire. Life is testing you. It's asking, are you truly ready for the success you say you want? And when you pass those tests, when you show life that you can handle the setbacks, that you can bounce back from failures and keep moving forward, that's when life starts giving you more. Readiness isn't just about skill. It's about mindset. It's about your willingness to keep learning, to keep growing, and to keep becoming the person you need to be in order to step into your next level. There are people who have the skills, the knowledge, and the resources, but they aren't ready mentally. They still have limiting beliefs, self-doubt, and fear holding them back. They think they're not good enough, or they wonder if they're worthy of the success they want. If you want life to give you more, you have to be ready to let go of those fears, those doubts, and that negative thinking. You have to believe that you're worthy of the success you seek. You have to believe that you have what it takes to handle the challenges that come with it. If you're still holding on to limiting beliefs, then you're not truly ready for more. Being ready for more means being in a state of constant growth. It means making the decision every single day to be better than you were yesterday. It means looking at yourself, your life, and your circumstances and deciding that you're not going to settle for less than you deserve. It's easy to get comfortable in the life you have, to tell yourself that things are fine as they are. But if you want more, if you want something bigger, something greater, then you have to step out of your comfort zone. You have to push yourself beyond what's familiar and easy. You have to take risks, make sacrifices, and go after what you truly want, even if it's scary. And the thing about being ready for more is that once you make that decision, once you commit to the work, once you build the discipline and mindset to match your goals, that's when things start to shift. That's when the opportunities start coming to you. That's when life starts giving you the chances you've been waiting for. But you can't wait for it to happen. You have to create the space for it. You have to prepare yourself for the kind of success that you're asking for. You can't just say you want it. You have to show life that you're ready. So ask yourself this: are you truly ready for more? Are you ready for the challenges, the responsibilities, and the growth that come with success? If you're not, then now is the time to get ready. Don't wait for life to hand you more. Take the steps to become the person who can handle it. When you're ready for more, life will give you more. But it's up to you to do the work, to develop yourself, and to prepare yourself for everything that's coming your way. Life will give you more, but only if you're ready to receive it. So get ready. The time is now. Number 8. Who you are in private determines what you achieve in public. When the lights are off, when the cameras aren't rolling, and when no one is watching, that's when the real work happens. That's when the decisions that shape your future are made. Who you are when no one is looking is what determines who you'll become when the world starts paying attention. It's easy to pretend to be something you're not when everyone is watching. The hard part is showing up in your quiet moments, when it's just you and your thoughts. That's where your true character is built, where your discipline is formed, and where your success is silently but surely being sculpted. It's your private moments, your unseen efforts, and your internal choices that shape your public achievements. We often get so caught up in the idea of what we want others to see, what we want to present to the world, that we forget the most important part, the foundation. What's happening behind the scenes, behind the public persona, is what actually fuels everything. The hard work, the long nights, the sacrifices, and the small disciplined decisions that no one else sees, they are the real game changers. If you're not putting in the effort when no one is looking, then when the world sees you, it won't match up. It'll feel like you're just pretending, and pretending doesn't get you far. When we talk about success, we often focus on the external, the visible. We look at the people who are on top, the ones who are living the life we want, and we assume that their success just happened because they were lucky or at the right place at the right time. But what we fail to realize is that every single person who's achieved something meaningful has put in countless hours of work when no one was watching. They've faced doubts, made mistakes, and struggled in ways that the public never saw. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is the work they put in behind closed doors, when no one is there to cheer them on. The reason we tend to overlook this truth is that we live in a world that's obsessed with instant gratification. We see someone achieve success, and we think it happened overnight. We see them on a stage or on a screen looking like they have it all together, and we don't realize that it was their work in private when no one cared to notice that got them there. The quiet mornings spent planning, the late nights spent working, the hours of practicing when no one believed they would make it. These are the things that set successful people apart from those who never make it past the starting line. But here's the kicker: no one can do this for you. No one can build your character, your work ethic, or your internal strength. It has to come from you. In the moments when no one is watching, when it's easy to give in to distractions or laziness, that's when the real progress is made. It's easy to look motivated when you're on stage or in front of a camera, but The real test of your character is in the moments when you're alone with your thoughts, with the distractions of the world trying to pull you in every direction. That's when you prove to yourself whether you truly want to succeed or not. It's not about what other people see, it's about what you're willing to do in the private moments that build your future. Every time you choose to work when no one is watching, every time you push through when no one is there to give you praise, you're building the foundation for your future success. Those private, unseen moments are what add up over time. They're what separate the talkers from the doers. They're what separate those who have success handed to them and those who go out and create it for themselves. When you put in the work when no one is looking, it adds up. It compounds over time. And eventually, the results will speak for themselves. If you want to make a real impact, if you want to see real results, you have to stop focusing on what others see and start focusing on who you are when no one is watching. Success is not just about how you look on the outside. It's about what you're building on the inside. It's about the habits you form, the mindset you develop, and the discipline you cultivate in those private moments. The truth is, when you put in the effort when no one is watching, you become the kind of person who is ready for the spotlight when it eventually finds you. And don't make the mistake of thinking that success will come easily. It won't. It never does. The road to success is paved with countless hours of unseen work, with struggle, with moments of doubt, and with times when you feel like giving up. But if you keep showing up, if you keep working, if you keep pushing yourself when no one else is watching, you will eventually see the results. Your private actions will determine your public achievements. Every small decision you make when no one is around to see it adds up. Every time you choose to take the high road, to put in the work, to keep moving forward, even when you feel like quitting, you're laying the groundwork for the success that will come later. This is the truth that separates those who achieve their dreams and those who don't. It's not the big moments of glory that matter most. It's the small, consistent actions taken when no one is paying attention. The person who wins in public is the person who has been winning in private for a long time. The person who achieves greatness is the one who has put in the work, the effort, and the sacrifice behind closed doors. If you want to be the person who gets to the top, you have to be willing to do the work that no one else is willing to do. You have to be willing to build the habits, the mindset, and the discipline in the moments that no one sees. So don't focus on the external recognition or the applause. Focus on what you're doing in private. Focus on how you're building yourself up when no one is around to see it. The public success will come, but it all starts in those quiet moments. When you become the person who is willing to show up, even when it's hard, even when it's uncomfortable, and even when no one is watching. That's when you unlock the potential for greatness. And that's when life starts to give you the opportunities you've been waiting for. So get to work, because who you are in private truly determines what you'll achieve in public. Keep building, keep growing, and eventually the world will see what you've been working on all along. Number 9, growth is uncomfortable, but so is staying the same. Growth doesn't feel good. It's messy, it's uncomfortable, and sometimes it feels like the last thing you want to do. But here's the thing you've got to understand. Staying the same is just as uncomfortable, if not more. Every day that you stay stagnant, you're fighting a battle with your own potential. And that's the worst fight you could possibly lose. So as hard as it is, as tough as it might get, you need to embrace discomfort. Because without it, you'll never become the person you're meant to be. Now think about the last time you truly grew. Think about the moments in your life where you learned something new, pushed yourself past your limits, or stepped out of your comfort zone. Those moments were not easy. They were uncomfortable, challenging, and perhaps even painful at times. But the truth is, growth happens only when you step into that discomfort. It's only when you put yourself in situations where you don't have all the answers, where things feel a little chaotic, that you start to truly evolve. It's in those moments of discomfort that you find your strength, your resilience, and your true capabilities. Without those uncomfortable moments, you're never going to break past your limits. On the flip side, think about the times you stayed comfortable. You did what was familiar, what felt safe, and what required the least amount of effort. It might have felt good in the short term, but how did it feel after a while? You were stagnant. You were just going through the motions, not really getting anywhere. And the more you stayed in that comfort zone, the more you realized that you weren't growing, you weren't learning, and you weren't moving forward. Staying the same isn't the easy choice. It's just the option that feels less painful in the moment. But in the long run, staying the same is what will hold you back. It's what will keep you from realizing your potential, from living the life you know deep down you're capable of. There's a price to staying comfortable. It might not be immediately obvious, but over time, it starts to wear you down. The dreams you had start to feel out of reach. The goals you set for yourself start to feel impossible. And you start to wonder why things aren't changing. It's because you're not pushing yourself. You're not stepping up to the plate and saying, I'm going to grow no matter how uncomfortable it gets. Growth is uncomfortable, yes, but the real pain comes from staying stuck, from watching time pass you by without making any meaningful changes. The discomfort of growth might feel like a temporary struggle, but the discomfort of staying the same lasts forever. Let's talk about that moment when you feel like you just want to quit. You know, the moment where the work feels too hard, where you're tired and everything seems like it's too much. That's when you need to dig in and keep going, because that's the exact moment when you're about to grow. You see, growth doesn't come from easy moments. It doesn't come from the times when you're cruising along with no challenges. Growth happens when you're struggling, when you're questioning yourself, when you feel like you can't go any further. That's where you find out who you really are. It's easy to stay the same, to give up, and to let things slide. But the moment you push through that discomfort, you're changing your life. You've heard the saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? Well, that's the truth of growth. Every time you push past a limit, every time you force yourself to keep going when your body and mind tell you to stop, you're getting stronger. And not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. You're becoming a different person. You're building a new version of yourself that is stronger, more resilient, and more capable than you ever thought possible. But that only happens through the uncomfortable moments, through the struggles that teach you the lessons you need to learn. Without that discomfort, you're just staying the same, stuck in a loop that never leads anywhere. The people who achieve greatness are the ones who understand this truth. They understand that growth isn't supposed to feel good, it's supposed to feel hard. Because that's where the transformation happens. They know that discomfort is a sign that they're moving in the right direction, that they're breaking through the walls that once held them back. They don't shy away from the tough stuff, they lean into it. And that's why they're able to achieve what others only dream of. They get that discomfort is part of the deal, and they're willing to pay the price because they know the reward is worth it. But here's the thing, no one is going to hand you growth on a silver platter. It's not something that just falls into your lap. You have to earn it. You have to be willing to put in the hard work, to face the challenges head on, and to keep pushing forward even when it's uncomfortable. Growth isn't something that happens by accident. It happens because you choose it. It happens because you make the decision to step outside your comfort zone and confront the fear, the doubt, and the uncertainty that come with change. You have to be willing to embrace the discomfort and use it as fuel to drive you forward. Now, there will be times when it feels like you're not making progress. You'll question whether it's all worth it. You'll wonder if you'll ever reach the place you want to be. But I promise you this, the discomfort you're feeling is the sign that you're getting closer to your breakthrough. It's in those moments when it feels hardest that you're actually growing the most. It's easy to give up when things are tough. But the real winners, the ones who break through to the other side, are the ones who keep going, who keep working, and who keep growing no matter how uncomfortable it gets. Growth is a process. And it's a process that requires you to be uncomfortable. But guess what? Staying the same is uncomfortable too. It's uncomfortable because it keeps you stuck, keeps you in a place where you're not living up to your full potential. It's uncomfortable because it means you're not moving forward, you're not improving, and you're not becoming the person you're meant to be. So don't shy away from discomfort, embrace it. It's the path to everything you want. Every bit of growth you experience will be uncomfortable at first, but when you come out on the other side, you'll be amazed at the strength, the wisdom, and the power you've gained. So keep going, keep pushing through the discomfort, because growth isn't just a possibility, it's a certainty. And it's the only way to move forward in life. Number 10, you don't need more time, you need more focus. We've all been there, right? You feel like you don't have enough time. You've got 100 things on your to-do list. and the hours in the day seem to slip away faster than you can blink. You look at the clock, wondering where all that time went. And then you get that feeling of overwhelm, that nagging thought that no matter how much you try, you just can't keep up. But here's the thing, it's not about needing more time. It's about needing more focus. If you could focus better, you'd be amazed at how much you could accomplish in the same amount of time. Time is the most limited resource we have. It's the one thing we can never get back no matter how hard we try. But the good news is it's not the time you need to worry about, it's how you use that time. You don't need more hours in the day, you need more ability to focus when you have the time. And let's be honest, we all know how easy it is to get distracted. One moment, you're working on something important, and the next, you're scrolling through social media or caught up in some random thought. Before you know it, hours have passed and you've barely made a dent in what you were supposed to accomplish. The problem isn't that there isn't enough time, it's that your focus keeps slipping away. Think about the times in your life when you've really accomplished something meaningful. Maybe it was a project at work, a personal goal, or a big challenge you overcame. What was different about those times? What made those moments stand out from all the other tasks that you left unfinished? The answer is usually that you were fully focused. You blocked out distractions, you eliminated the noise, and you zeroed in on what mattered most. You didn't waste time on things that didn't matter, and that's the key. Focus. When you focus, you take control of your time and you make the most of every second. The problem with trying to manage time is that it's not something we can control. No matter how hard we try, we can't stretch time or add hours to the day. But focus, that's something we can control. We can choose what to focus on, how long to focus, and when to take breaks. And when we learn how to do this, we can accomplish more in less time. The trick is to stop spreading yourself too thin and start concentrating on what's truly important. The moment you start focusing on one task at a time, you stop wasting precious energy and time on things that don't contribute to your goals. But let's be real for a second. Focus isn't easy. It takes practice, discipline, and an awareness of your habits. We live in a world full of distractions. There's always something pulling for our attention, whether it's a notification on our phone, a random thought, or a colleague interrupting our work. We're constantly being pulled in different directions, and that makes it tough to stay focused. But here's where the magic happens. When you learn to focus, you stop letting distractions control you. You start controlling your time, and suddenly you realize that you don't need more time, you need more focus. Focus is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. At first, it might be tough to stay focused for long periods. Your mind will wander, and you'll feel the urge to check your phone or get up and do something else. But with practice, you'll get better at locking in on the task at hand. You'll get better at shutting out the distractions and saying no to things that aren't serving your goals. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes. Over time, you'll find that you can focus for longer periods, and that focus will pay off in massive ways. Think about it. When you're truly focused, everything else falls into place. You're more productive, you make fewer mistakes, and you finish tasks. The more you focus, the better you get at prioritizing what matters and letting go of the rest. And when you start to develop that laser focus, you'll find that you're not only accomplishing more, but you're also feeling better about it. There's a sense of satisfaction that comes from getting things done and seeing your progress. That feeling fuels you to keep going, and soon you'll realize that the key to success isn't more time, it's more focus. It's time to stop blaming time. Stop saying that you don't have enough hours in the day. That's a cop-out. The reality is that if you focused on the right things and eliminated the distractions, you'd get more done than you ever thought possible. You'd be amazed at how much you can achieve when you truly put your mind to it. The power to succeed, to build the life you want, is right in front of you, and it all starts with focus. But focus is not just about blocking out distractions, it's also about knowing what you should be focusing on. It's about being clear on your goals and your priorities. When you're clear about what you want, focusing becomes easier, because you can easily say no to things that don't align with your vision. If you want to be successful, you have to learn to say no to distractions, to people who pull you away from your path, and to tasks that don't serve your goals. Saying no to the wrong things is just as important as saying yes to the right ones. Here's a little truth that might sting, but it's important. If you feel like you don't have enough time, It's because you're wasting time on things that don't matter. You're letting distractions, procrastination, and busyness keep you from doing the things that will move you forward. When you get serious about focusing on what's truly important, you'll find that you've got all the time you need. You'll start finishing tasks quicker, getting more done, and feeling more accomplished at the end of the day. And when that happens, you'll realize that you don't need more time. You just need to focus better. So make a commitment today. Start treating your focus as a priority. Stop waiting for more time to fall into your lap and take control of the time you already have. Block out the distractions, eliminate the noise, and get clear on what matters most. When you do, you'll start seeing results fast. Time will no longer be your enemy. Focus will be your greatest ally. And with that focus, you'll accomplish more than you ever thought possible with the same 24 hours that everyone else has. As we come to the end of this video, I want you to remember this. You will never get what you wish for until you become the person who can handle it. If you're serious about changing your life, if you truly want to create the success you've been dreaming of, it starts with one simple but powerful shift: becoming better. It's easy to fall into the trap of hoping for things to change, but nothing changes unless you change first. Take this moment as a wake-up call. Don't wait any longer. Start working on yourself today. The life you want is out there, but it's up to you to become the person who deserves it. The journey is not easy, and it's not always comfortable, but it is worth it. Your future success depends on the decisions you make right now. So ask yourself, are you ready to stop wishing and start becoming? Because the moment you make that decision is the moment your life begins to change. Remember, success is not a matter of luck or chance. It's a result of who you are and who you are becoming. So keep showing up, keep working on yourself, and watch how your life transforms. Thank you for watching, and keep moving forward. The best version of you is waiting to be created.